During the 60s, America had a lot of bombs, nuclear bombs, big bombs. And what they noticed is when they blow stuff up, things tend to go sky high. So what they did is put two and two together and they made this. What is this? Well, it's a drive to propel a rocket. And they were trying to get to Mars using nuclear bombs by blowing up a trail of bombs, propelling them to Mars. Like, pretty genius, right? I mean, they had the nuclear bombs. Project Orion started in 1958, and the basic idea was to explode nuclear bombs behind rockets to create thrust. At first, the propulsion system was intended for all your rocket needs, such as getting Earth's atmosphere and going from one planet to the next. But soon they realized that basically all it could do was go from one planet. Preliminary tests actually worked. But the thing was, they weren't using nuclear bombs yet. And it was very hard to do with all the regulations. But they really wanted to. And they were making very good progress on the rocket propulsion system. Although, unfortunately, in the end, they ended up having to scrap the whole idea just because some dumb treaty that said no nuclear bombs in space. Like, come on. Be real. If we don't have nukes in space by 2100, we're not going to get anywhere. The bomb propulsion worked where a bomb would be dropped out of the back of the ship and it would blow up. It would thrust the rocket forward. But what would happen is they would have like 4 bombs per second, though. Not just like one bomb every minute, but like 4 bombs per second propelling it through the air. And these weren't just any bombs, they were nuclear bombs. But the thing is, this was all theoretical. They couldn't ever test it because of politics. The British, the USSR, and the Americans decided not to use nukes in space anymore, and they signed a treaty. So the project never went through, and no one ever picked it up. NASA didn't even pick it up. The downsides to this propulsion system is that when on Earth and the nuclear bombs go off, it's spraying radiation everywhere. And that's very dangerous. Although these are cleaner rockets, they still spray radiation deadly enough within a good radius. But something really great about this propulsion system is that it can go up to 10% the speed of light. And that's only with nuclear fission. With fuel like antimatter and matter colliding, they can go up to 80% the speed of light. Although antimatter has problems of its own. Like the fact that you can't make antimatter, or at least for long enough. The only gram of antimatter lasted around 1 second, less than 1 second. And that was the only gram of antimatter ever created. 100 years in the future, antimatter might be a reality, and this could be the closest to the speed of light we get to in years to come. But there's another problem. Accelerating at 100 Gs is super deadly to humans. We can only survive G's of up to 7, and comfortably we can only survive G's up to 4. This propulsion system is like 100 times faster than any other propulsion system we have right now. It's also a lot more efficient with 80% efficiency. That's close to how efficient an ion drive is, which has almost no thrust. Through the 70s and 80s, a British research team continued to research it, and they were able to scale it to a realistic scale. Instead of being a diameter of 400 meters, it was now a diameter of 100 for the large ship and 40 for the small ship. So a lot better and a lot more realistic, if you ask me. The Eiffel Tower itself is just about 400 meters tall. Although this Orion failed, another Project Orion lives on today. It's called the Orion Shuttle, and basically what it is a new shuttle system that's gonna put us on the moon and Mars. The dream was dead, but I guess NASA decided that they're gonna bring back the dream. Kind of like how DeLorean's doing soon. They're gonna start making new DeLoreans in 2021 apparently. And no, this is not propelled by nuclear explosions or any explosions out the back of the space shuttle. It's just a simple ion drive. In conclusion, Project Orion during the 60s was a great. So far, Project Orion remains the only plausible idea for high-speed travel in the near future through space. It goes at 100 times the speed of ion drives, even when they have time to build up. And the rocket's great efficiency, as well as high thrust and specific impulse, it's basically the dream team when it comes to rockets. But because the massive G's make it impossible for humans to survive on the spacecraft, it's useless anyway, unless it was unmanned flights. Not only that, but current space treaties make it impossible to even do testing, let alone fly nuclear explosion powered spacecraft. The enormous size and possible nuclear fallout make it very unattractive to most politicians too. So all those factors combined, it's a great idea, but just stupid politics has to get in the way. Yeah. Subscribe if you liked the video, and leave a like if you want. And next week I'm gonna make a video on wormholes and the possibility of them. So please enjoy watching that later.